Good evening. Welcome to Grandma's Attic Music Review and Happy New Year. Oh my goodness. 2021, a year of hope, promise, and fulfillment, I'm sure. We'll get past this. We will. I guarantee we will get past this whole COVID thing. The COVID era will go away. But until then, we're going to keep doing music. That's what we do. We bring you music. Oh my gosh. It's so much fun for me to be able to bring music to you, and the wide array of people that I get to work with, interact with, and promote is amazing. So a few years ago, wasn't that long ago, 2 or 3 years ago, I met this woman and this dude. They were playing at an open mic. And I was like, I really want you to come on my show. And so they came on my radio show. I think you came here too, but I don't remember. But you did. You came here too. So they've been here before, but they've never been here alone. Actually, the guy was here alone not that long ago. So I don't know what I'm talking about. But this woman is an amazing human. Not just an amazing musician, but an amazing human. She is a school teacher. She writes all her own music. She plays and sings all on her own. She promotes other bands. She loves other people's music. And just one of the people that has that heart that's bigger than everything else about her. She's a little bit of a person with a big heart like this. So please help me welcome into your home for this evening's entertainment, my friend, who I'm proud to call my friend, Terri Lachance.
Well, thank you so much. I hope I can live up to this. So these songs are all off my new CD, which is called Brave New World. Every year repeats itself. The list grows short and stout as each endeavor is checked off. I can enjoy my time to think. I can practice getting better. Think of others before me, and I must have someone looking out for me. I love my job. Again, with new eyes, I can see who I want to be. Valuing my college education that is needed in a world of isolation. Learning new technology that I can use moving forward to be free. I must have someone looking out for me. I love my job. Again, with new eyes, I can see who I want to be. Indoor and outdoor projects based on weather's looming fickle face. Talk to neighbors walking miles. We are getting comfortable with space. seeing kids playing in yards, thinking that reminds us of the good old days. And I must have someone looking out for me. I love my job. Again with new eyes I can see what I want to be. Thank you. So that is called Corona Learning. It's all the things that I learned while we were in our lockdown. This is a song that I play a lot now. It's about my dad. My dad was an engineer, and he passed away about 5 years ago. And so when I wrote this song, it said everything I wanted to about my father. And I believe my father is in charge of the weather. So it's the only job that they could give him because he was such a meticulous man and tested out everything to make sure it would like work or not work. So this is called My Dad, and my dad's name was Warren Coe. He was always a tinkerer, bad jokes about a thermos that knows if beverages are hot or cold. Needed receipts to do taxes, asked if finances were stable, always logic-minded but never cold. Talked to Alex in the end, who guided him to heaven, where he is now in charge of the weather. Job that suits him well, 'cause he could fix most anything, but he couldn't figure out how to live forever. He postponed graduation of my daughter for 2 weeks, with snow and ice to help with changes coming. He was honest in the background, thinking working was showing love. I said goodnight on the phone, the next day he was gone. Talked to Alex in the end, who guided him to heaven, where he is now in charge of the weather. Job that suits him well, 'cause he could fix most anything, but he couldn't figure out how to live forever. He was always a tinkerer, with bad jokes about a thermos that knows if beverages are hot or cold. He needed receipts to do taxes, asked if finances were stable, always logic-minded, but never cold. Talked to Alex in the end, who guided him to heaven, where he is now in charge of the weather. Job that suits him well, 'cause he could fix most anything, but he couldn't figure out how to live forever. He couldn't figure out how to live forever. So thanks, Dad, for the weather today. Thank you. Yes, it really is. All right, so this is my theme song for the year, probably from Beyond, too. It's called I Don't Want to Be a Good Girl. Powerful when I sing it. I don't want to be a good girl, always doing what I should, from some man's expectations. I'm a woman misunderstood, always called in Good girls weep, act like sheep, apologize for nothing. When you embrace life as adventure, then the rules you make are yours. You can only have regrets and wishes if you never leave your door. Don't you ever be a good girl just because you think you should. Stand up for what is needed. Be a sister of womanhood. Good girls weep, act like sheep, apologize for nothing. I don't want to be a good girl, always doing what I should from some man's expectations. I'm a woman misunderstood. Thank you. So that is I Don't Want to Be a Good Girl. All right. So I wrote a bunch of songs when I traveled to Greece 2 years ago. And they are giving me great comfort now that we can't go anywhere. So I'm going to play this one. I don't know if traveling does this to everyone, but it does it to me. Reaffirms my faith in humankind. Traveler to traveler, person to person, mind to mind. Strangers helping strangers, guiding force of angels, thinking about each other, looking past governments and crimes. Traveler to traveler, person to person, mind to mind. When I look at you, a friend I haven't met yet, all walking on this earth, just learning from each other, sharing smiles. Traveler to traveler, person to person, mind to mind. Traveler to traveler, person to person, mind to mind. Thank you. So this was a CD of a lot of people. So I had a lot of help on all of my songs, which is so amazing. And yeah, so if you support this CD, you will be supporting an enormous amount of musicians as well. So let's see. I have some. So this is the end song of the CD, only because it also is just about how the world is going to open up again. Called Brave New World. I watch bird eggs daily cook more than ever. Exhaustion overtakes me every day for less pleasure. When will the world resume, reborn and renew? To be a self-starter, to be a creator. No one wants a world martyr. Have something to offer. I get up on no schedule. Work now on a computer. Still jogging daily, avoiding others by jumping on and off pavement rules. When will the world resume, reborn and renew? To be a self-starter, to be a creator. No one wants a world martyr. You have something to offer. I watch bird eggs daily, cook more than ever. Exhaustion overtakes me every day for less pleasure. When will the world resume, reborn and renew? When will the world resume, reborn and renew? When will the world resume, reborn and renew? So that is called Brave New World. And that is the title, actual track of the CD. It's the last one on it. So I'm going to sing a song that is about my brother. And I have a bunch of songs about my family, but this one is about my brother. And my brother and I did not get along when we were kids. And so what ended up happening was, we fought a lot. And what ended up happening was when I was very little, this is a family story, that when he was bothering me, I said, if you tell me one more thing, I'm going to throw this grapefruit at you. And he went, one more thing, like, little kids do. And I tossed a grapefruit at him. And this is a song called Grapefruit versus Knife. We were gathered for Thanksgiving. Hours later, her call arrived. She had stopped for gas and coffee. The car, it would not start. So take a picture of the engine. Do just what I say. Talk you through the problem. You'll be on your way. Long time ago I could have killed you for saying one more word. With a grapefruit and not the knife I was using. For the next 45 minutes, he asked her to poke with sticks. If saying one more word. With a grapefruit I knocked the knife I was using. We were gathered for Thanksgiving. Hours later, her call arrived. She had stopped for gas and coffee, and the car would not start. So that is a tribute to my brother Kenny, who is an engineer for Boeing, and he has definitely grown up to be a much nicer adult than he was as a child. So there you go. I am a traveler, so I'll do this one and hopefully one other one before you cut me off. This is called Ramblin' On. This is the opening track of the CD, and it has the most amazing artists on it. Rolling up the clothes, packing them tightly, I'm getting ready to ramble on. Packing up the treasures, packing up the memories, I'm packing up a calm mind. When you got to ramble, it's like an itch in a place that gives you no peace of mind. You never settled till the map's in your hand, your head is in the sky. Got a bag with only what is needed. I'm getting ready to ramble on. Packing up my heartaches, packing up things learned, I'm packing up a calm mind. 'Cause when you got to ramble, it's like an itch in a place that gives you no peace of mind. You never settled until a map's in your hand, your head is in the sky. Got a spirit tended, gypsy bloodline, I'm getting ready to ramble on. Packing up adventure, packing things forgotten, I'm packing up a calm mind. 'Cause when you got to ramble, it's like an itch in a place that gives you no peace of mind. You never settled until the map's in your hand, your head is in the sky. So that's called Rambling On. All my traveling songs. So promoting myself as well as like my music, I am a runner, and this is a song I wrote about running. I know Dot and I know a mutual friend named Bonnie Jacobson, and she was just getting back into running, and I have jogged every single day. I jog in the morning right before I go to work every single day. So I get up, I do exercises, I go jogging, and I don't think I've missed a day. I probably had like 104 fever or something the day I missed jogging. So this is called Runner's High. And it pretty much says everything I want to about how I feel about running. So, and Bonnie Jacobson actually sang harmony on this one with me. So that was awesome. Double looping laces, jonesing for endorphins. You know the feeling. Chicory high-fiving your ankles, pushing you on. It's Time for thinking, solving world problems, breathing in and out, to calm your mind, pushing you on. Every day, a new beginning, starting over each cycle. Promises to be a better person. Can you feel it? Pushing you on. It's not looking backward, it's going to. Destination, pushing you on. Double looping laces, jonesing for endorphins. You know the feeling, the chicory high-fiving your ankles, pushing you on. So that is called Runner's High. All right. This is going to be a tricky one. It's called Earth Angel, and I think it reminds us that we have angels on the earth instead of up above or wherever we think they are from, and that we sort of need to be our own angels. So. You're no angel, gotta go. Tuck your wings in disguise halo. Angel on this earth still has power to cause. Change is coming, no need to fall far. React in kindness, no matter who they are. Kindness wins from the heart. You're no angel, passive flight. Walk with earth, purpose might. Look into your mirror, correct the damage past. Plant the seeds of future with clarity of mask. Choose good over evil when you have the chance. Kindness wins under mask. You're no angel, gotta go. Tuck your wings in disguise halo. An angel on this earth still has power to cause. Change is coming, no need to fall far. React in kindness, no matter who they are. Kindness wins from the heart.
That's awesome.
Thank
I love
you.
that song. So will you do one more song and then come talk to me?
Yes, and actually I'm going to do the one that I wanted to do as an ending, but that's fine. I'm going to do it now so that people can hear it. So this is from my first CD, and it's called One Person Can Change the World. And I am a believer in this. I became a teacher to do this, so yeah. I'm Not sure why. Some people say one person cannot change the world. It's happened time and time again. Look at the past, my friend. One person changed the buses. One person walked on the moon. One person made your house home. One person dried your tears. One person calmed your fears. One person believed in what you do. Be that person for one person, and the world will change for you. Be that person for one person, and the world will change for you. We all have the world in our hands. It's what we're meant to do. When you see the problems of our times, well, that's a sign for you to choose. One person changed the buses. One person walked on the moon. One person made your house home. One person dried your tears. One person calmed your fears. One person believed in what you do. Be that person for one person, and the world will change for you. Be that person for one person, and the world will change for you. Be that person for one person, and the world will change for you. Be that person for one person, and the world will change for you. That's called One Person Can Change the World, which I
love that
believe
song.
in.
I love that song. So will you come and sit and talk to me now?
Yes, I can. And I'm going to.
So while Terry's getting over here and getting mic'd up, can we talk about what's going on downtown? All kinds of things. There are at least 5 galleries that are open for business. Social distancing, art on the walls. The hygienic is still doing art equals gifts. And that song makes me cry every time she does it because it's so real. But anyway, get downtown, support local artists, support local mom and pop shops, support local galleries. We've got to keep our economy going. So by spending your money, stimulus checks, go spend that stimulus check downtown in a local gallery. Spend it on a local artist. Stimulate the local economy. The money that you spend in your neighborhood will stay in your neighborhood if you spend it with local people. I promise you that. So check that theory out. See how it works for you. There's a bunch of restaurants that are doing social distancing eating. There's a bunch of galleries open, mom and pop shops. Do what you got to do. Oh, and the Homeless Hospitality Center is always looking for donations. Just a thought. Okay? All right, I'm going to talk to Terry now. Oh my gosh, that song. I'll never forget the first time you did that song. You were in the first time you did it for me.
Yeah.
You were in the radio station, and I think it made me cry that day too. And you know what's funny is I was just sitting here listening to you sing and thinking about somebody that has a little bit of a negative attitude.
Mm-hmm.
a lot. They oftentimes go into negativity. And I was thinking that I was going to call my friend and talk to my friend about getting this friend out of my life because of their negativity. That's not the way to do it. What I need to do is be that person for that person and help them change their negativity.
Well, there you go.
That's
Perfect.
You're
So
going to save the world.
that's exactly what I'm hoping for.
If we all save the world one person at a time, what a wonderful life this will be.
Exactly.
You're such an activist. I don't think you see yourself as an activist, but you are. So when did that mode of you start? Have you always been like this?
Well, when I look back, on way back, first of all, I have a mother who's very, very active.
Okay.
Politically active and everything else.
Yeah.
And just a very busy woman.
Uh-huh.
But so I have a little piece of her in me, which I know about.
Okay.
And but I really have always stood up for things. I mean, I've always been a person for social justice. And even my very early songs, like high school, had some element of change or looking at the world through eyes to help betterment people and things like that. So I feel like I've always had that little element of me. But things have happened in the recent world that have made me realize if you don't say something, people think that you just believe everything that's happening out there is just okay. And I wasn't feeling that. So that
Right.
maybe kind of pull me by the horns. But teaching has always been a place for me. You know what I
Right,
mean? I've
right.
always been a teacher. I've been a swimming teacher. I taught swimming lessons when I was younger. And then I went right into teaching,
Yep.
kids. And I feel like that is the way to change the world. That you rub off on children and children rub off on you and you bring something to them.
I agree with you. I don't have the heart to be a teacher of children, but I have a different group of human beings that I believe I can teach and that I can help them change their lives. And I think if we take one person at a time and give them the love and the respect, it's not just about giving love, you have to give them respect too. That we can one person at a time change the world. And I think that's awesome about you.
Thank you.
You want people to know that there's a way to right the wrongs. There are a lot of wrongs going on in this world, and you have so many songs that touch on them. How do I question? The question that I want to ask, I think, is what makes something wrong enough for you to write a song about it?
Well, what ends up happening is if I'm starting to think about things, and you'll notice my songs are changing like in a little bit direction. Like I used to be all about social justice. I wrote a whole CD about social justice songs. And what I feel like is we are powerful and in our own ways to make changes for ourselves, and we have to live the life that we want to live and be the person we want to be and impose on the earth and on the world.
Yep.
So I feel like all of that is there. But what ends up happening is something just gets into my head, and then I sit with it a little bit, and then I'm like, I know a song is brewing. So that's usually what happens. And sometimes someone's stray thought, I'll just like type it into my phone and say, oh, I just want to keep that idea for myself. And so that'll happen as well.
Yeah.
And I'm doing that more and more, where I just realize, some little phrase someone said or something that just came into my mind. But the most part is, if you're watching the news or doing any of that, you know that there's a lot of things that need changing.
Absolutely.
Just tons.
So one of the things that doesn't need changing, here's the deal, is that Terri has a new CD out. Can we get,
Yes.
look at that.
And it is the Terri and Rob duo.
It's the Terri and Rob duo. You saw Rob DeSorbo here in the studio just a few weeks ago, right? So he plays with Terri on a regular basis. They're amazing together. But where can we get this?
Well, right now, you can get it from CD Baby. You'll eventually be able to get it from Amazon, and it will be on Spotify, as is my other music as well.
Right.
So it's Terri, Terri, and Rob duo, and there's no the in front of it. So you can definitely already search that music out We do have a Facebook page. We also have YouTube videos. And yeah, and we're really, really happy with this one, especially because this CD had so much collaboration with so many local artists. And what
Let's talk about some of those artists. I know that you had said earlier that Bobby
Pickett.
Pickett was on. I have to tell you, he's one of my favorite musicians. He has a charisma about him that's just outlandish.
Yep.
And he just released a new CD with Creamery Station.
Yes, he did.
And it made #2 on my 2020 release list.
Wow.
Which
does not surprise me one little bit.
Right.
You know.
Of music for this year. So how did you get him to come and play with you?
I basically just sent my music to a bunch of people, and I know Bobby. I know when he used to play with Someone You Can X-Ray with Dana Newman. So what I did was I said, would you be willing to? And I, play a few songs on my CD, and he said yes, and he listened to a few, and he said, I think I could do these, So we arranged a date for him to come into the studio. And he brought his lap steel guitar that he made
nice, I
himself.
know, right?
That it was, all made by him, and he played the 2 songs. And of course, you're in awe the entire time he's playing because he's such a mad scientist.
He is.
And I admire him so much as an artist, a performer, and and so humble, so very humble about himself and his ability and all of that. I mean, he's just a master,
He is a master. He wasn't all that humble about this new CD by Creamery Station.
That's
I want
awesome.
to tell you.
Good.
He was really proud of it and sent it to me in the mail, and it's, like I said, it's an awesome. Who else is on this album?
All right, so Denise Jones is also on it, who is from Inner Groove. She has a 6-piece band of her own.
We're going to try to get that young lady on
She's
this
lovely.
show.
And what she did was, she is a big proponent on local music for Meriden and for other areas, and so we have hooked up, and we eat breakfast at the Meriden Coffee House, the downtown coffee house, when we can, and promote music there kind of together. She eats breakfast with me, and we just talk and hang out with the musicians and promote music. But she has the most gorgeous voice. Christopher Abbott,
who I don't know.
You don't know, is a guitar player. He lives with Gary Torello, who runs the open mic for La Vida. He played the song East Haddam with me. I found a man named Jared Schmidt, who is, I met him from West Hartford.
Okay.
An amazing violin player, amazing, just virtuoso. And he's like in his mid-20s. And I said if I ever want
Young.
Very young.
Young.
And gorgeous, gorgeous music. He brought his viola.
Nice.
And played a few of the songs as well. And then Bonnie Jacobson, who's a friend.
And has been on Grandma's Attic.
Exactly. And Eric Paradin, who is an amazing guitar player, and he played a lot of the lead for a couple of the songs. Brian Caudle, who's a drummer, and he played this amazing, on Grapefruit versus Knife, he played Hajinki drums, which sound, I don't know how to describe the sound, but it's a very unusual sound. It's like a bubble sound, like a bubbling
neat.
sound. They kind of remind me of clay pots that you'd put your hands on top of.
Yeah.
And like make a sound,
Yep.
So that is like the sound of the engine of the car that my daughter's car not working, and my brother got her, home by working out the car repair virtually. So
that's awesome. How long do you think you've been writing songs? I know you started when you were very young.
I did. As soon as I could play the guitar, which was in middle school, I started writing songs almost right away. It was like, oh, this is what you do when you have the ability to play. And I was always a writer. I always journaled. I always wrote poems. Like I was, that's how I got my angst out all the time. So even when I was much younger. But then it started to become more songwriting. And sometimes when I think about it, I realize like, oh, I wrote this song when I was like 16, But and there's a song, a couple of them that are I wrote in my 20s on that CD, and then some more recently. So it's very much a mixture of my life.
It's a long CD.
It is. It's 15 songs long.
15 songs is a good size CD.
I just couldn't cut it off, and at 14, I told Ira Sadowski, who's the producer of it and the mixer of it, and I said. I said, I need to do one more at the end, and he's like, okay, and I'm like, it's just gonna be me, I'm just gonna do a little solo one, and that was Brave New World, because I wanted to title the CD Brave New World, so I had to go into the studio one more time and like add that extra song in.
How perfect for 2021
exactly
to have a CD called Brave New World.
Yeah. And I feel like this CD is one that really just brought together a musical community that just couldn't get together. This is an example. I hired a local artist, a photographer, to do the art shot of our cover and some of the inside work.
Yep.
I have my friend Lisa Allen Thompson, who did a painting that we used in the CD. Rob did the actual CD art, like the actual CD. It's gorgeous.
It is nice.
Yes, and then I took the scene for where that CD is, being done, is at the ball and factory. It's a ball and socket factory in Cheshire that's trying to become a performing arts place. It's an old factory that is in Cheshire, Connecticut, and so I used the backdrop of that place to promote the CD as well. So I feel like I'm bringing a lot of artists with me on my coattails, or hopefully, and I just feel like there are so many people that were willing to come to the studio. Like my friend J.D. Wise did some music on it. He played the melodica.
Trying to get him here too.
Yeah, he would definitely have a good time coming.
We've had some conversations, but we keep seeming to fall apart. I'll get him here.
He has a lot of talent, and he played.
He's incredibly talented.
He's very talented, and he played the kalimba.
Oh,
and
nice.
the melodica in one of the songs as well. So there's just so many. And my friend Marie Panette played piano. I mean, there were just so many people. Like, I know I'm going to forget people because there were so many people.
Well, if you think of someone during a question, just bring them out, because what this is all about is promoting you and promoting the musicians, of course, that helped you with this.
Yeah.
If you could go back and pick, living or dead, I don't care, one person that has influenced you and your music the most, who would that be?
Okay, I don't know if it's influenced my music as much, but as who I feel like I just admire so much. There are more than one, obviously.
Of course.
But Bonnie Raitt, I am just in love with her. I'm in love with her as a pioneer, as a woman who didn't just sing background. She played an actual instrument.
Yep.
She sang. She, she was in her own right, a musician. And I just am so admiring of her. But I will also say, like Joan Baez.
I knew that was coming.
Because just of her activism and being able to stand up for things.
Yeah.
So those two have mirrored. And I mean, and I have been influenced by others as well. Like
many.
Yes, of course. Many, like Joni Mitchell and,
Joan Baez and Joni Mitchell come to mind oftentimes when I think of you. And I have to tell you that without too much reservation, someone quite a bit older than both of them comes to mind, because you're so persistent in bringing right to this world, is Arlo Guthrie.
Yes, I'm a fan. I've seen Arlo a couple of times live as well.
Because he's so storytelling. He has to tell his stories. And I've seen him a bunch of times too, and I just love him. And I follow his work back to when he was first performing with his dad, Woody. And Woody was a storyteller also, but Woody was more of an activist, and Woody wanted to make sure that the world knew that it was messed up. And you channel that so well, and you bring that to the forefront in such a positive way. Now let's talk a little bit about your partner.
Okay, for sure.
Yeah. So one of the people we haven't talked about yet is Rob.
Yep.
Rob DeSorbo. He's an incredible musician.
Yes, he is.
And you have chosen to partner with him. And what is it about Rob, besides the fact that he's a fabulous musician, that makes the chemistry between you two work so well?
Well, at first, we were more of a couple, but we are not really a couple anymore.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that about you guys.
Okay, so we started off being more of a couple, and what we realized is that we love each other and admire each other greatly, but we are not life partners, and so we released each other, from that bond. But what I do think is when we play together, it is the most amazing connection.
There's an incredible chemistry
Yes.
between you two when you play together.
Yep, and he listens so well. And the thing too about Rob and I, and it was true of the musicians in the studio as well. I don't have a preconceived notion how everybody's supposed to play. And so I don't come in with like charts or anything and say, oh, this is the part you're going to play today, and this is the part you're going to play today, I let musicians be themselves. And I think that Rob needs that kind of leniency to be who he is. And I think that in some bands he's been in, they've like told him like what they wanted from him. And I think that in some ways that's been very helpful, so that when I play my song, he plays what he wants to and hears to play. And as long as it doesn't step on something, I don't say anything. I don't need to say anything, because he is an artist and he is a true musician, and he has a heart and soul of a musician. I mean, he
Absolutely.
thinks every waking moment is about music for him, mostly,
Absolutely. I was at an open mic 2 months ago Sunday. 2 months ago Sunday, I was at an open mic, and he was the bass player for that open mic. And I was just watching him. I love him to death. He and I have a really great rapport. And I was watching him play with the rest, and none of them knew what they were going to play. It's not like they get together and practice before the open mic. They just play. And he just went into his own, his zone.
Yep.
His zone.
Yep.
He was there, and it didn't matter what they played, he was right there.
Yep.
Right there. And he just did his thing, and he just glows.
Yep.
He just glows.
Music makes him very, very happy. It's like
It's
his happy place, for sure.
It is his happy place.
Yep.
As it's yours, I see that you are teaching the world to be a better place, probably one student at a time, but one song at a time.
Thank you.
And I'm grateful. I hate it when I get emotional.
Aww.
I'm grateful that the universe saw fit to have you cross my path.
Oh, thank you.
The day that we went to that open mic that I met you at, I had no intentions of finding musicians. I was just going to check out some music and have a good time that day. And having you cross my path, and having you and Rob come together, and having you getting ready to drop an album right around that time was just perfect. And I'm so blessed to have you in my life, and so blessed to hear the music that you play. Speaking of that, we've run out of time.
Okay.
So can you take us out with a song?
I can.
And
thank you.
Put out another album real soon,
real
soon, so that you can come back with Rob, or hopefully we'll open up and you can come back with everybody that was in the studio with you.
That would be amazing.
So they are. So while Terry's getting plugged back in and up to take us out with a song, let me remind you that we are in winter months. It's cold out. Please check on your neighbors. Check on your elderly neighbors. Make sure that they have food and fresh water. Check on your neighbors with little children. Make sure they have socks and shoes on their feet. And as always, remember, the Community Meal Center is desperately in need of some help. And also, the Homeless Hospitality Center is always looking for donations of whatever. Go on their website and check them out. We're in the winter months. Times are hard. Times are hard for a lot of people right now. Please help your neighbors. I love you all, and I'll see you next week. Bye.
Might have to move to a place. There's a picturesque view. Swallows darting in the morning. Church bells ringing from the rooftops. Smell of ocean air, delicious food. If you live in a place like that, you appreciate it like I do. Might have to move to a place country supports my views. People smile in the evening, music playing in the tavern. place like that, would you appreciate it like I do? Would you feel that you are home, fitting in, not walk alone? Could you say what you believe and go to place set you free? Might have to move to a place where there's a picturesque view, swallows darting in the morning, church bells ringing from the rooftops, smell of ocean air, delicious food. If you live in a place like that, do you appreciate it like I do? If you live in a place like that, do you appreciate it like I do?